Hey man, let's talk about power chords. For instance, A5. I chuckle because they're so much fun and there's so many songs you can do with power chords. So like a root of the chord, let's find it on the 6th string. So if we say, hey, hit an A power chord or A5, same thing, find the A note. And then you're going to add the 5th note in an A major scale, which sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's an E. So that's 5 on the 6th string and 7 on the 5th string for fret numbers. Let's just add one note to it. Let's go. That's 7th fret, 4th string. That's another A. So what we've got here is A, E, A, or root, 5th root. It's awesome. So, learn that shape. And now, get ready to move it around. If that's A, this is G, or G5, or G power chord. Or just call it G rock and roll. Take it back to A. You could make a song out of those two chords, like this. In fact, Surf Zombies did. It's on our next record coming up. So you'll hear that sometime. And I added some more chords to it, like, what did I do next? Then I jump one string over. So what I did was take the exact same shape and jump one string towards the floor. So that's A, one string over is D, which is 5, 7, 7 for frets again, exact same shape. So, you know, you think of triangles and squares and circles and rectangles and stuff like that. Well, this is just another shape. And you gotta know that shape. So I did E, or D. Up 2 frets is E, and one more fret is F. And back to where we started. Just one example of what you can do with power chords. You can move them anywhere you want, but there's certain patterns that are really common, something like that'd be A5, G5, F5, back to G5. So rock and roll, you know, you can make it as weird as you want or make it pretty simple. And you'll hear that pattern in a lot of famous songs, from metal to rockabilly to punk rock to surf. Yeah. You can, now, that's a good one. So it's, you know, 5th fret, 3rd fret, 1st fret, 3rd fret, repeat. So that's kind of heading down and heading back up. Or you can just start working your way up like this. That would be A, C, D, E, which is bass at the 5th fret, 8th fret, 10th fret, 12th fret. 5, 8, 10, 12. And then we're introducing our fabulous timing. Let's see if I can find a beat. Something like 139. I'm always thinking about, if you got together with somebody to jam, what would you do? You might not know the same songs, or maybe you don't know any songs, but you've got all the nice guitars and amps in the world, and your friend might have some guitars. You're like, hey man, let's just make some power chord patterns. Let's just make something up. You can borrow these ideas. So you can kind of take it up and take it down. Sort of like, let's see what that's like. Sort of weaving. A, C, G, D, A, that's 5, 8, 3, 10. Let's add the metronome. 139 feels, let's just vary it, go down to 129, just for fun. So you could say, hey, that's our song. We've got, I like to repeat. I like to keep it going. Repeat, 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 repeat. Do it again, do it again. And pretty soon, my theory is that your audience might believe that that's good, which sounds funny. It's like you're just trying to sell something. Yeah, I think it's fun. I think it sounds good, but you have to get... you imagine a bunch of people on their phones, they're distracted, and then you play this repetitive thing. They're kind of like, you kind of like get them, it's like mind control. You get them to kind of like zone out and follow your sound by making it sound kind of cool. Not so complicated and chaotic that they can't track it. They're just like, they just shut down. Give them something that repeats, that's reasonably simple, and I bet people can enjoy it. It's kind of course, I have to think of it as mind control. But that was pretty cool. You can also, so I'm just staying on the same strings, you can weave them back and forth. So it'd be A, C, G, D, A, C, G, D, A. C is 3, 5, 5 on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. G is 3, 5, 5 on the 6th, 5, 4 strings. D is 5, 7, 7 on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. So if you don't want to move so far, you just go that way. Or here. This will give you more sliding. You hear a little scoop into the chord. So you can do either or. I'm smiling because I've got my guitar lesson with Eddie Angel coming up in 6 minutes. So power chords, yeah. So those are nice normal patterns. You can make it real weird. I like to use an example of one I wrote called Subculture of Nerds. Try to make the most twisted, evil sounding, nastiest chord progression possible. Horrible. And that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted chaos, nastiness. I was being creative. And irritating. So that was the idea of the song, just make it irritating. So yeah, whatever you do with your power chords, make it simple, make it complicated, make it nice, make it nasty. It's up to you. You make them wherever you want. Like a nice sounding one would be... like, children behave. That's what they say when we're together. Watch how you play. Da, I like to be a crusty old man playing creepy songs, you know, it's cool. But that's, you know, kind of pleasant. A pleasant chord progression, not so twisted and angry and angst. You don't have to have angst all the time. Make it happy. So that would be like 5, 9, 2, 7 for frets. That's A, C sharp, F sharp, and a B. That's a pleasant chord progression, you know. So I've never played that in my life, promise, but I'd like to. Cool, man. So there you go, power chords. It's almost, they're so obvious, they're so important. I tell people, hey, make sure to work on your power chords. And I get this kind of like, what's that? You know, I'm like, you just gotta laugh. I mean, it's just so, you know, it's like a whole mountain range full of rock and roll songs. It's just massive. Millions of tons of rock. And, you know, try to tell somebody, describe the Rocky Mountains to somebody. Well, you know, you almost have to see it for yourself. Or you have to listen to some music where you hear this stuff, you know. Nirvana, Green Day, Weezer, any rock band you've ever heard of is going to be making these chords. All right? So it's really important that you take the time to experiment with them, get your fingers used to them. You know, if that's a big stretch, you got to get over that. Get your fingers stretched out, used to it, hit them every day. You can learn cover songs, you probably should, but you should also be making your own patterns. You should be just experimenting, move them up, move them down, move them over, hop strings, back and forth. Start on A and move up. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, etc. Well, that might be a good clue. It's time to end the video because I'm gagging on air. Okay, lesson with Eddie Angel in 20 minutes. Have a good day.